was interesting to hear what everybody wished for, but there was a common thread through it all, and that was just, we'd outgrown our space and we just needed more room to welcome everybody, because our thing we always say at Spirit of Joy is all are welcome, and we just didn't always have enough room for that.
Having a finance background and having been involved in half a dozen different church builds, this was absolutely by far and away the longest process that I experienced. I think beginning to end it was 4+ years from the time that we really started exploring it, and I think the leadership team really made the right decision to start out with updating the Spirit of Joy's trail ministry map or strategic plan. And that process of going through building a strategic plan really reaffirmed the need, but refined the thought process around what is it that we really need.
At the beginning, when the architects had us come in, they invited the whole partnership of Spirit of Joy, and we broke up into small groups, and each group made their own design either on paper or blocks, and we shared ideas with what we wanted the outcome to be.
Creating a vision, honestly, for Spirit of Joy was full of just exploring possible and impossible. I mean, we really just threw everything on the wall that any of us ever wanted to see our church be able to become.
Those first sessions with everybody out in the Narthex, and we had our poster boards and making those lists and putting them up on the wall and going from there. It was a fun process.
We had user group meetings throughout the design process, and we met with small groups such as the preschool, the library, the worship team, and the hospitality team and others, and got their hopes and dreams of what the new building would include for them.
There's this view of intimacy in small groups, and we didn't want to lose that. So the idea of building a huge, massive sanctuary with vaulted ceilings and wooden beams, and that wasn't Spirit of Joy.
And I think this would probably ring true for hopefully the whole congregation. It's just how organic it was, how we brought a whole bunch of people together from a whole bunch of different areas that are serving in the church or that are some way associated with the church, and kind of took just this broad input. It ended up being Spirit of Joy's project. It wasn't JLG's project or Journey Group's project. It's what's here and what's around us is really a culmination of a lot of people putting a lot of time and a lot of effort.
And it was so fun to be involved in something that had just the energy of possibility.
And so I think just the lengthy process that we used from beginning to end was really important, and it bared out good results, I think.
I walk through the church now and see people and remember those conversations and the vision that we shared, and also the commitment. And I really loved that process.
When we got to come into the project about midway and write messages on the walls, that is a great idea that they had done on a previous building addition, and I'm glad we carried on that tradition.
I think any committee that you're going to serve on in the church, any way that you can be involved, you're going to have the benefit of some of the same things that I experienced, which was learning a lot about myself, meeting a lot of new people, and had some personal and professional takeaways that I can use basically for the rest of my life. So.
The second was the first Sunday we could use the space, open it up for services. Due to the pandemic, we didn't have quite the turnout we would have liked, but it was still great to see the completion of the project.
We've gotten to watch families slowly return and children return, and I think that's so exciting. To have that space in the front of our altar where everyone can sit together, just like, in a small group. I'm talking about children here. It's a wonderful thing to watch their comfort at coming forward to where the pastors are and just sitting and and participating and learning together. I love to see that on the Sundays that our Pastor Eric, scooting around on the floor, isn't that fun? And the kids are right there scooting back with them. It's really a fun thing to see the families becoming reacquainted and our children growing up together in ministry.
Thank everybody coming together and collaborating and just having this constant thread through the whole process that, not only are we building this beautiful space for us, but being reminded, that the Holy Spirit is here at work with us, and we're building this for people that we haven't even possibly met yet, for children that aren't even born yet, and for people who don't even know about us here at Spirit of Joy. It's not just for us, it's for the future.
This congregation has an extraordinary capacity to do wonderful things in the community, and we're doing some of those things right now, but we have an opportunity to do more.
We've always gone out into the community and looked for those that needed or invited them into our ministry. And I think that now that we have this space, a means to welcome, have conversation, and grow together, this space is it's again, full of possibilities.
All are welcome, and clearly people do feel welcome here. And having this space now, Spirit Joy does a great job of going out into the community and with our outreach and our service projects. And I look forward to welcoming people from our community here now and having that space to do that, and doing more outreach projects here with kids and with adults, and having all of these intergenerational opportunities to do together.
My hopes and dreams for where we go from here is that we get beyond the unfortunate interruptions of the last 24 months, and we get back to the point where we can meet together and feel comfortable being together in our new space, and do it in a means that puts the space to use for its intentions, which were to bring us together, help with the growing congregation, and really fulfill that vision that we had for it.
The thing I am most looking forward to is the use of the Shalom Center. At so many times in the past, if we had a gathering of more than 40 people, we were shoehorned in the well, and this will be a great opportunity to meet in larger groups without being shoulder to shoulder and elbow to elbow.
Having this facility, turning this facility into a community facility, whether it's the Boy Scouts or other organizations or a voting precinct, or it can be a utility facility for the community, more so than it is today. And I think part of our outreach, part of our generosity, part of our faith formation is just being open and inclusive. And I think the new facility here allows for that to happen. So I think that's my hope, is that we continue down that path and continue to grow in that regard.
And hope that the rest of the families, as the time is right for them, will get back here with the congregation, and we can really put this space to use on Sundays, on Wednesdays, on Tuesdays, whatever night it's going to be. This is a busy place, and it's fun to see it really getting utilized